Today, we're going to discuss, let me start that over. Hi, good morning, and you are back with the crew. Thanks for stopping in. Yes, I am aware that my face is red. The wall behind me is red. Oh, Bruno wants to say something. Come on up here, big guy. So we got Bruno Man here, which is good. He's always willing to say something to the microphone here for us. Those of you who don't know who Bruno is, he is the channel mascot, if you will, among, I don't know, many others. He's all worked up today. I don't know what that's all about. What are you all excited about, big guy? He likes being in the video, mainly. Today, we're going to talk, as you probably saw in the thumbnails, this is a big deal coming up. This is an intense week, and I'm going to talk about some of the stuff in the news, if you will, and I'm going to talk about a lot of the things I got wrong in last year's predictions. So this should be a lot of fun. I'm going to try and go over this ETF thing real quick because there are so many people who don't understand the difference between in time and cash. In time and cash. They are two different ETFs. You don't need to worry about in time because that's not what the United States is going to do. The big reason why Wall Street or SEC doesn't want that to happen is a big picture thing that I'm going to get into in a couple of minutes. Let me explain to you the difference in a nutshell, if you don't know what they mean. And I know you're an XRP guy or Ethereum guy or Cardano guy, and you don't really care because it's only about Bitcoin. No, this is the way they will do ETFs in this country forever. And one day those coins will all have their own ETF, and then you're going to want to know what's about to be said in this channel. Essentially, in time is I'm generalizing. This is a very complicated subject. This is the kind of stuff that I studied way back when I was studying for my Series 7 exam. Those of you who don't know what Series 7 is 7 different disciplines that all stockbrokers must, not all stockbrokers, but if you want to be a full, complete stockbroker, you have to have a Series 7. That was way back in a different lifetime for me. One of the things you learn about is rules, regs, and laws. That's when we discuss a lot of these kind of technicalities. If you know, if you own a Bitcoin and you want, let's say, Fidelity to hold it for you, they can hold it, in storage for you, that's in time, in other words. You have the coins already. You're just having somebody store it for you. Let's say you have 10 gold bars, serial numbers 1 through 10. Oh, please hold this for me, almost like a vault. I'm generalizing big time, but that's kind of what in time is. That's what Grayscale was doing. That's what a lot of other ETFs were gearing up and getting ready, and they were purchasing a lot of Bitcoin, have been for years. Fidelity's been mining since 2014. This is not a new game to them, but remember, there's two different sides to each one of these companies. They all have what I'm going to call a crypto side, and then they have a traditional, a TriFi, different angle of the way they do business. So, in my opinion, they've made it very clear they're not going to do in time. They're not going to allow you to actually buy Bitcoin and give it to them and then get credit for it. You're going to have to give them cash. So that's the other side of the coin, which is called cash. So you're going to give them, they're going to make a spread or a commission because they're a market maker, and they're going to get it, let's say it's at $45,000, they're going to charge you 45,000 plus points spread. And they're going to say, okay, we made our $250. We're also going to cold store it for you, which, let's go with BlackRock, is not going to store. They will not have custody of these coins. That's been given to Coinbase and other people. This is what the SEC is trying to get everybody to tell you that, oh, we're legitimate because we're going to make them really fight by the rules. All of that is very suspect. However, it is good not to typically have in-house one-person store coins because it can be corrupted a lot easier in-house under the same roof. So custody outside is a great idea. We'll see how long it actually lasts. I can't assume that they're going to intentionally go into this thing trying to break federal laws. I mean, I know many of us do, or many of us think that they're going to manipulate or control it somehow. I understand your concerns, but you can't go into the new era of investing assuming that's going to happen. Let's just say that's not going to happen. Okay. There is room for it to occur, obviously. This is one of the big reasons why they got rid of Binance in the situation and the way in which they did. This is why they're trying to get Kraken to conform. This is why they're trying to get the twins and Gemini to conform or leave the country. Now I am speculating, but that enables them to do the big master plan, if you will. Okay. The big master plan that most people aren't talking about right now. And this is what I'm here to tell you this show about. In my opinion, the reason why the SEC, it's not the SEC's idea, it's the man above, obviously, to some degree, is explaining to the system, what do we gain from allowing this ETF? We could just ban it and never have it out there. That's why they've come after cold storage of custody of your personal own coin. They want to get it in the cash. They want to get cash equivalency, right? Like, look how many people bought gold ETFs and are like, hey, no, I want my gold. And they're like, no, we'll give you the cash equivalent value. What does this do? What do I talk about on this channel all the time? Why do stable coins deal in a US dollar transaction? Because everybody in Singapore, every country and around the world has to buy the equivalent of a US dollar when they use a stable coin. If you look at the stable coin use case, it's expanding like $1 billion a day just with Tether alone. I know there's better ones out there. I think Circle is just as corrupt, but I don't want to get into that. That's not my video here today, okay? They all manipulate. They all do what's best in-house, under their roof. Of course, we would all do the same to some degree. I know you'd like to think that the moral standard is the standard in which we've all lived on our entire lives, but when it comes to finance and the manipulation of money, man is very easily A, corrupted, and B, legislated into advantages with one portion of company compared to the other one. Now I'm babbling completely. What I'm trying to say is, in other words, if you're in Singapore and you want to buy your Bitcoin, you could have in the past and still could buy the Bitcoin with, I don't know, whatever their currency is. Sorry, I don't know that off the top of my head. Chinese yuan, okay, in a KuCoin market, and you bought your Bitcoin, and now you can take your Bitcoin and you could put it into custody with Fidelity. That's what they're trying to avoid. Why? Because they want you to buy the Bitcoin with US dollars, cash equivalency. See what I'm saying? They don't want the Saudis using any other currency to exchange their oil money into Bitcoin money in anything other than cash. And if you want the security of the Wall Street ETF for your finances, for your institutions, for your safe money, for your pensions, for your IRAs, your 401ks, all of those, your college pensions, All of these are going to take the safe route. And the safe route is now I use US dollars to buy from BlackRock Bitcoin. And Bitcoin gets stored outside of BlackRock in another institution, which is Coinbase at this time, for custody. In a nutshell, you see that it's the same thing if you buy stablecoin or Bitcoin. You're both purchasing them both, if you're using this new ETF product, with US dollars, keeping US dollar relevant. Because why? The US dollar is losing the oil reserve, so they want to make it the reserve of all future ETFs, and they want to make it the reserve of all future stable coins. Therefore, SEC is getting pressure from the system to say, you'll allow this, but you'll make sure they purchase it in cash, not a actual coin exchanged into Fidelity or BlackRock, and say, okay, you just hold my coin that I paid with pesos to purchase. Okay? That's the big picture. That's the big picture, guys. The beauty of all of that, if you can find that beautiful in so many financial ways I do, and in so many other financial ways I find this to be very complicated, but not when you see the big picture, but where this really puts a spike, if you will, or a death nail to some degree in the CBDC coins. Think about it. They want to keep the dollar relevant. They're going to use the CBDCs for what? They're going to use that for menial trade, right? Your Starbucks, your can of beans, your whatever, okay? Your whatever it might be that you purchase. And for the poor, your UBI. But your big investment firms, your big money, and the big global money is going to have to transact in real, true US dollars to purchase Bitcoin at Wall Street so they can store it, because they'll only accept US dollar cash equivalent for the Bitcoin that they will then store. I hope that makes sense. I hope you understand that. I'm trying not to make a too complicated big video out of this. And in fact, I'm not even going to do a prediction video. I'm just going to stop this one here. That kind of content, if you like it, I know you guys do because you keep watching this show. I don't know what's up with all that, but it's really been fun having you guys. We learn a little bit each time. And I find that the questions you ask me, most of them just come from X, obviously. But the questions continually get better and better and better, which simply makes this show better. So by you liking and subscribing and clicking and checking out my Patreon, all of that just makes all the questions better, my content better, because this old man's forgot a lot about how money moves and how it all works. But it's so fun when I get great questions, because it allows me to research and really check into things that I like to share with you. And sometimes I explain it clearly. Maybe not today's video, but sometimes I do help certain people understand it in a more clear way. I don't resonate with everybody. Everybody learns a different way. Some people audio, visual, whatever, but some people listen to some style or pace or rhythm or analogies help them learn at a better rate. And hopefully I can help you guys understand a little bit more of this so that you and I can all grow and be happy and wealthy together. And that's what I love about this channel. With that, guys, I am out. Love you very much.